Just finished my 20th listing of the day. That is it for me. Let's do Money Monday. Let's go. Here we are. How's everybody doing today? Did you guys have a good weekend? Man, I hope so. Today was an extremely efficient and productive day for me. I'm recording this Monday, 6:30 on Monday, November 23rd. dadplanetofficial@gmail.com if you have a BOLO similar to the ones we feature in this segment. And if I see one that you've got and it looks like it makes sense, I will feature that BOLO on the show and give your store a shout out. Hopefully you'll make some more sales when that happens. But yeah, we're just pulling monster BOLOs from the eBay catalog. We look at these sellers kind of in envy and then use it as motivation to go find this stuff in the store. So without further ado, we will get into the list of 10. This first one here, I think you folks that have been following me have heard me talk about Chuck E. Cheese and how I believe in the next 12 months they're dead. They're going to disappear. The value that's going to come out of those stores is in the animatronics and the wall hangings. Here is a very good example of that. It was one of the bird animatronics, and the thing is missing half of the items that it needs to work properly. So it's the bird animatronic from Chuck E. Cheese. It looks kind of hapless. I mean, the base is cracked. He looks sort of disheveled. And the seller does mention that the bird is missing wings, and the mouse cylinder is still sold for $500. Man, my question is, like, how did he get a hold of this? Like, I have some ideas. Like, I have strategies on how to approach stores that I think are going to be going out of business, or stores that are going to be discarding things that they normally would have in the stores at a given time as a feature. So, but yeah, how did this person get this? Anyway, $500. There are no comparable sales like it. It's just a cool item, but really keep Chuck E. Cheese on your radar for sure, especially the animatronics, because they're going to double, might even triple in value when they go out of business. And again, they've closed down a lot of locations. They haven't gone out of business completely. I think they're in just chapter 7 or 11. I don't remember which one it is. But yeah, that's a dead company walking. So anyway, we will move on to the next one. Now, don't get excited about the $1,000 price tag, because it did not sell for that. But I've never seen anything like this. A vintage Nike trucker hat. Like, it's not even, is that mesh with the pinwheel logo? Look at that tag. Small, medium, made in the USA. How would you know how to value that? Like, how would you get confirmation that this wasn't like a bootleg of some sort? Yeah, insane. And again, there are no other comparable sales like this hat as well. There's the mesh on the back. And it's sold for $310. Is that crazy? I've never seen Nike's tags are very consistent, right? They're very easy to read. I know my way around them. That does not look like a Nike tag at all. So this is definitely 70s or 80s if it's authentic, and there's no reason to believe that it isn't. The seller mentions that the foam has totally disintegrated, so the hat's in pretty bad shape, was made in the USA, and still sold for $310. Ladies and gentlemen, that's craziness. And kudos to this seller for doing the legwork and finding this hat. I wonder how they acquired it. They even mentioned some will mention that they got it here and there somehow. Nothing to that sort here. We'll move on to the next one. This is a chess clock, but I don't know that the brand I think they added the tag after a Tag Heuer. But it is a BOLO for sure. So Chessmaster clock, this one sold for $453. This is an item that all thrift stores are going to miss, so keep it on your radar. That's why I'm featuring it here on this show. It's an item that you will catch now that you know, and the stores will miss. So what was it? $453 it sold for. This one down here from 1978 sold on a best offer. And then there's a few more sales here. Chess clock that sold for $329. Another Heuer best offer. Yeah, BOLO on old school chess clocks for sure. So keep your eye out for those. This is a good item to catch. That's a big money BOLO that they're going to have $499 on. So keep your eye out for that. We'll move on to the next one. Fender 1982, this is a Super Champ. You're looking for Super Champ right here. When you find Super Champ, in most cases, you're going to get over $1,000, certainly over 500. This is what it looks like from the rear. This seller took 2 pictures and it still sold for almost $1,400. Am I lying? No, it sold for $1,135 with 65 in shipping. And again, here they are. There's one that sold for 800. Got one here, EV10, a bid of 1,500. One on a best offer right here. Kind of all over the place price-wise, but I like the 1,100, the 1,200, and the $13 price tag, if you ask me. So check Craigslist. I see Fender amps on Craigslist a lot. I actually saw one at a garage sale that I passed on it. Now that I'm thinking about it, like I probably could have listed it for $50 and gotten it on the high end, because that is my strategy. When selling on eBay, I don't shoot for the bottom feeder buyers that often. So maybe I made a mistake there, but it wasn't worth any more than 50, 60 bucks tops. They had it marked for 10 at the garage sale. But anyway, look for Super Champs, where the money's at. So we'll move on to the next one. Hey, don't sleep on Ray Dunn, okay? So this is like a little jar canister, Ray Dunn Artisan Collection. There's no M for magenta. This is a Have a Royal Day crown canister, and while Ray Dunn is sort of flooded, there are still tons of pieces of hers that people covet and will spend any amount to get their hands on. This is no exception. So the Have a Royal Day line in general, going to get you a lot of money. There's the sale that I just featured, 525 bucks. Looks like it was relisted. Here's a smaller canister that sold on a best offer. This one says Ray Dunn magenta, so let's check that and let's see if it has the magenta tag on the bottom. It does not. Okay, that's probably a good sign for value purposes. So this one here, best offer. Here's a cappuccino mug from 2014, 365 bucks. Another one that the stores are not going to catch. Keep your eye out for all Ray Dunn stuff and just get into the practice of like scanning it, getting on your phone, because you'll make a ton of money. I sold one of her home mugs for 200 bucks maybe a year ago, something like that. So I pay very close attention to the Ray Dunn style and basically all of her stuff. So looks like the mug is a very consistent seller as well right here. So here's another cup sold for $260. It's a good one. We'll move on to the next one. Ralph Lauren Tiger Varsity Jersey Jacket. This one looks like is it sleeveless? No, it's not sleeveless. Did this sell for, yeah, it sold for 695 bucks. When you see the tiger, you know you are going to make a substantial amount of money. There's a bigger picture of the tag. Well, kind of. The hole, that's not going to matter. I wouldn't even photograph that. A little bit of discoloration on the quilted interior. 695 bucks still. It's a BOLO for sure. Here's an outlier at 80, this one 80, but then here's one that sold for 400. Another one that looks a lot more like a real varsity jacket from the mid 90s. 580 bucks. That got 62 bids. That's insane. $500 here, 405 here, 760. It's a BOLO for sure. I just sold a Ralph Lauren leather jacket in under 24 hours, 48 hours for 160, I believe it was. It was in my What's Sold on eBay video. I'll link that in the description here for those that haven't seen it. But yeah, keep your eye out for the varsity jackets from Ralph Lauren because they're a ton of money. Next one here, we're not going to look at comps, but yeah, almost $3,000 for a pair of Levi 501. Shout out to the seller for featuring the main picture on the car with the shattered window. I like that. I like that a lot. The seller found this in the attic of an estate they were cleaning out, I believe the description says. He or she used well worn in the description. I would move away from well worn if I were you and just put heavily worn. I think eBay got into the habit of getting a little bit trigger happy with the well worn crowd, and they were dinging people using that keyword. I don't know if that is still happening or not. So just err on the side of caution when you're considering using well worn. Just put very worn, because nobody is looking for, when it comes to a pair of jeans like this, old school 501s that someone's going to pay $3,000 for, well worn is not a keyword that they are going to be concerned with. Okay, so keep that in mind and don't get yourself in trouble. But They flipped them completely inside out. They took pretty good pictures. I like that as well. But yeah, on top of that car, that just takes it for me. That takes the cake. Anyway, 60 bids, almost $3,000. That is a bananas sale. These are from the 1940s, I believe. Yeah, 1942 to 1947. What a sweet pair of pants. We'll move on to the next one, which is a 1950s, 1960s Gillette razor, toggle, adjustable. Let's get a bigger picture of these. Well, they don't make them like they used to, right, ladies and gentlemen? I mean, it's sort of sad. It's a sad state of affairs the way products are manufactured and where they're manufactured from, if you ask me. But really cool piece here. BOLO for sure. So did I get a price on this one? $7.95. I didn't get a price on it, but it's going to be somewhere around the $400, $500, $600 range. This one here bid up to $416. Here's one from 1960. 2 bids, $610. I don't know what's going on here with 105. Oh, it's just $103 just for the case. Imagine that. $350 best offer here, $265. $409. Estate sales all day long. These are going to turn up. I feel like Goodwill would catch this. So it's probably going to get sniped in a thrift store, but estate sales for sure. This is where this is going to turn up. So cool item, and I will move on to the next one, which I think is even cooler. A 1970 Raleigh Chopper MK1 3-speed bike. Look at this thing. Are you kidding me? Look at how cool this is. Again, I don't know if they're making them like they used to. This is a, 50-year-old bike here. Pretty sweet, and it is definitely a BOLO. Craigslist for bikes all day long. So here it is, $11.75. Another one here. This is a 5-speed. Took a bid for $17.50. Another 5-speed down here, $700. $900 for this one coming from the United Kingdom. Raleigh Chopper from the 70s. If you find one and you score one, you are going to make an absolute ton of money. There's a guy I see around here who's always looking for bikes. I don't know, maybe the market's hot for bikes. I always glaze over them. I always pass them up. In fact, the only bike I ever bought was a $35 bike at Goodwill that I'm riding to this day. So I take my oldest daughter out and we go riding that bike. So yeah, maybe I'll get into the bike market. Who knows? You should for sure. Check Craigslist. That's where they're coming up. And we're on to the last BOLO, and that is a Wall-O-Matic. Remember these in the diners, old diners? This is a 3W1 100 Wall-O-Matic vintage. What a cool piece. That's a much better picture. And just those two of the interior. This one sold on a best offer of $437.65, which I believe is close to the top of the market. Here they are right here. Another best offer. $241. This one was bid up to $225, $267. Down here, this one looks like it was in superior condition. That sold for $600. So this seller did well getting like mid 400s for that. And ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Money Monday, big motivation. Thank you for watching. Make sure you're subscribed if you want to see more content like this. And then again, if you've got a BOLO that rings the bell, shoot me an email, dadplanetofficial@gmail.com. I'll feature you. We'll give you a shout out on your store. Maybe make a little money yourself. Get motivated. Get into the stores. Brendan here, Dad Planet. I am out, and we will see you in the next video.